but very far down the line.
First, you'll have to know what happens when an atomic bomb explodes.
During the Cold War, students were learning and practicing nuclear attack precautions.
We all know the atomic bomb is very dangerous.
Today in Holton, Kansas, students are going to school in a decommissioned missile base. Mark Hannafin found his missile silo in an ad in the local shopper.
The neighbors like to call us the mole people because we did live down here for a little bit.
And out in West Texas, he's proving that missile silos are not just for home and school anymore. They're leisure time destinations. He uses his silo for scuba and snorkel adventures.
For a long time, we're real quiet about it because you tell somebody that and they figure you've got two holes, one in your head and one in the ground.
The Caribbean, it is not.
Clear water is hard to find in West Texas, so when you can find it, you want to go to it. It's something you can tell your people about, you know, that we dope a missile silo and they go, say what?
And in Maple Hill, Kansas, Ed Payton's silo home is also his workplace, where he manufactures ultralight aircraft. The missile base even came with its own airstrip. So now, instead of ICBMs with 4-megaton warheads lifting off over the plains of Kansas, it's just Ed.
Tomorrow on This Morning, do you believe in magic? How do you know it's not just sleight of hand? The amazing Randy shows you if it's real or a ripoff. This you must see to believe. Then, if you're a female and concerned about breast cancer, there's something you should know.
You need not fear that you're going to lose the breast forever.
Plus, Dom DeLuise and Tom Hanks tomorrow on This Morning.
CBS, welcome home.
Fourth down, goal to go. Biggest sales event of the year on remaining 96 Fords. Look for Century Ford to run a sweep here. Out of the backfield, here it comes, the Eddie Bauer Explorer.
$3,200 off on limited or Eddie Bauer Explorers. Unbelievable. Let's check the replay. What a bargain.
Now Century's driving for the end zone. Here's the T-Bird coming up the middle.
No cash down. They're running up the discounts.
You too can score at Century's goal to go big sales event. Now in progress, 41 and Bullard on Auto Center Drive.
The Central Valley tradition of live horse racing continues at the Big Fresno Fair. Budweiser, King of Beers, is proud to be a sponsor. Join us at the newly christened Brian I. Tatarian Grandstand for 10 exciting days of horse racing. Post time is 1:15 p.m. on weekdays and 12:45 on weekends. Admission to the grandstand is free with your paid fair admission. An easy access ATM will be located at the clubhouse entrance of the Tatarian Grandstand. Live horse racing at the Big Fresno Fair is brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you.
If we just gave you a bed liner, you may not consider it a big deal. Until you consider it comes with a new Sonoma by GMC. Regular or extended cab, all with style, comfort, and strength of a GMC. So when you think about all the things you can do in your Sonoma and all the places you can go, that bed liner we gave you not only becomes a big deal, but a big value. So hurry. Offer ends September 30th. See your San Joaquin Valley GMC dealer today.
I'm Lucy Ruiz. You can make a difference at the Volunteer Bureau.
Still to come this Sunday morning, we'll turn back the clock to the golden age of the silver screen.
Seems like a good time to introduce the new, more responsive Volvo 850 GLT. Drive safely.
Long titles are out. Teams are in. Inboxes are out. Emails in. Travel like this, out. Travel like this, in. Walls are out. Wheels are in. No matter how far out stuff gets, we'll always have what's in. Hayworth, furniture for what's next.
Where's Candace? She coming?
I left her a message, but it's like she's gone into hiding.
Oh, we're not ready to order yet.
Guys, it's me.
Candace? Don't tell me it's that Sprint dime a minute thing.
It's made me more popular than a 3-taco combo platter.
Yeah, now I hear Sprint's gone and improved it.
Introducing 10 cents a minute, 24 hours a day, to the number you call the most.
So, do you want to sit down and eat?
Are you nuts? In these pants?
Call now for 10 cents a minute, 24 hours a day, to the number you call the most.
It's Sunday morning on CBS, and here again is Charles Osgood.
Earlier this morning, we heard President Clinton announce that there's to be a meeting in Washington of Prime Minister Netanyahu and Yasser Arafat, among others, possibly, to talk about the situation in the Middle East, which has deteriorated a great deal over the last week or so. Bob Simon joins us now from Jerusalem to discuss this with us. Good morning, Bob.
Morning, Charles.
What is your reading as to the approach that will be taken and the likelihood of success of this meeting in Washington?
The Americans have been trying to put this together now for about 4 days, and it's been very, very difficult because Arafat insisted that he wanted at least President Mubarak, Egyptian President Mubarak there, King Hussein there. He wanted witnesses because his one meeting with Prime Minister Netanyahu, which was face-to-face, there was a handshake and a smile, but he got absolutely nothing out of it. So he wanted people there at the same time. Netanyahu wanted nobody there at all except Arafat for exactly the opposite reason. So it took a long time to put it together. It's going to be a very, very tough meeting. Arafat's first demand is close that tunnel that got this whole ball of fire rolling. Netanyahu has been very hardline on that. He reopened the tunnel this morning after it was closed just for the weekend, and he says it'll be open eternally. This will be number one. Number two is Arafat insists that the negotiations resume immediately and that the Israelis withdraw from Hebron as they were programmed to do some time ago. It's difficult to see exactly how Netanyahu can give on this right now, because if he does, his right wing will be all over him, and it'll be very, very difficult for him to return from Washington to Israel. But the pressure is on Netanyahu because his demand on Arafat is to stop the violence before anything else happens. And for the last 24 hours, Arafat has been doing just that and doing it rather successfully. Palestinian police were preventing Palestinian demonstrators yesterday from getting anywhere near Israeli troops or Israeli holy sites. A lull in the fighting is definitely setting in. Arafat's forces are taking control. The pressure will be on Netanyahu to do the things that he said he would do.
You say that Arafat's forces are taking control. This suggests that those forces have been trying to maintain peace, at least to keep the violence down. Is that the case?
It is now. It certainly wasn't the first couple of days when Palestinian police joined the demonstrators and fired on Israeli troops, which of course has incensed the Israeli right wing. And the Israeli right wing's line is, how can we even talk to these people when the minute there's a problem, instead of pushing to the negotiating table, they open fire? Every part of the body politic here has been reinforced by what's happened the last couple of days. The left wing says it's perfectly understandable what the Palestinians did because Netanyahu pretty much broke down negotiations, which is also true. So the split in the Israeli body politic is at least as severe, if not more so, than it's ever been.
Had the Israelis agreed not to reopen this tunnel, Bob?
No, not at all. The tunnel has been around for ages. Rabin thought about opening it, but when he was advised by his security people, which frankly the advice he didn't need, he knew right away what an explosive issue it was. He says, we've waited 2,000 years for this tunnel, we can wait a couple of more years. Interestingly, the last Likud prime minister, Netanyahu's predecessor, Itzhak Shamir, a very, very hard liner, opened the tunnel briefly, saw there was a very nasty reaction, and closed it up. The way in which the tunnel was opened last week in the middle of the night, with Netanyahu out of the country, with no consultation with the Israeli security forces, is a question which really still begs for an answer.
Could this be the beginning of the whole peace process coming apart at the seams, Bob?
It certainly could be. In fact, that's what we've seen the last couple of days. There has been war in the streets, which is, of course, why President Clinton has been urging this meeting for the last several days. Peace in the Middle East has been his #1 foreign policy accomplishment, and here it is a month before the elections in the United States, and it's all come apart. I think he'll be doing some very heavy arm twisting in Washington on Tuesday or Wednesday.
Does the President of the United States have the leverage that he once did, or that other presidents once did, at this point with the Netanyahu regime?
He certainly does have the leverage, and Netanyahu knows full well that it looks like President Clinton will be re-elected, and it will be his second term, therefore his last term. He will not have to worry about as many domestic political considerations as he did in the past, and if Netanyahu gives him a hard time now, Netanyahu knows that he can expect a very tough President Clinton for his second term. This will be in the air in that meeting room in Washington.
Have you any indication as to why there was not an immediate agreement on the part of Hosni Mubarak to come to this meeting? Apparently, King Hussein has said he will be there, but Mubarak had not, as of the time of the president's announcement this morning, had not yet said he would be there.
No, in fact, we were told yesterday by American officials that Mubarak was part of the mix. Why he refuses to commit right now, I don't know. My guess would be that he will turn up eventually.
Bob Simon in Jerusalem, thank you. Here now is Steve Kroft to tell us about two of this evening's stories on 60 Minutes.
If it didn't surprise you that American soldiers were poisoned by nerve gas in the Gulf, would it surprise you that the Pentagon inadvertently had a hand in it? That, plus the chilling story of a man on trial for mutilating and killing his best friend, only because the friend was a Muslim and he was a Serb. 60 Minutes tonight.
As for us, we will visit a treasure trove from which treasures may be taken home for a small fee. And we will meet an artist whose medium was well known to most of our grandmothers.
Excuse me. And I'm going to leave you here and let you go down to the gift shop.
All right, let's top it off here.
The coffee perking in this pot is America's best loved coffee.
As long as fathers dance with daughters. As long as there are welcome mats and childhood sweethearts. Just as long as families come together, Maxwell House will always be good to the last drop.
When my grandfather served the bonsai pipeline, narrow boards ruled. Eventually, Gramps had a stroke of genius, a wider board for better control. He said, wider is better.
Introducing the new Wide Track Grand Prix. Its wheels are set wide to hold the road for more control when you're shooting the curves.
It's true. Iaho-la-ula.
The new Wide Track Grand Prix from Pontiac. Wider is better.
It can't be. I got to see. It is. The 365.
Boss, give a look. Ugye ez egy IBM ThinkPad 365-ös.
Az bizony.
It could be no other. Feel the track point. Feast your eyes on the screen. Can we swing it, boss, huh?
Meglepően olcsó.
Yeah. That's my boss. What a guy, huh?
Let's see. About 6 billion people on Earth. Less than half with phones. Most without cellular. Even fewer on internet. Just discovered life on Mars. Got work to do. Lucent Technologies. We make the things that make communications work.
Think of needle and thread as brush and paint for the moment. I suppose you have to have quite an imagination to conceive of something like that. As it happens, the man Jacqueline Adams is about to take us to meet has quite an imagination.
God, it's just gorgeous. I'm gonna have to change the lighting, make it more dramatic.
I really hope that I give people passionate courage to use more color.
Artist Kay Fassett calls himself a missionary for color.
A whole mood of soft cake frosting colors, or, you know, deep, rich, dark, you know, kind of Renaissance colors, or I'm into circus colors that crash and bang and ring the calliope and bang the horn. The thing is, the quilt is holding its own. That's all I look for. And this just looks like architecture. I think
Front Hill Castle in Doylestown, Pennsylvania is the backdrop for Fassett's newest adventure in color, a book he will call Glorious Patchwork.
the quilting brings a kind of abstract excitement of color and pattern that's just more kind of daring and outrageous and on a bigger scale.
Some 30 years ago, this painter put aside his oils and watercolors to take up knitting and needlepoint. For him, far more sensual arts.
Wool is a magic fiber. There is a kind of therapy when silks and wools pass over your fingers and you're actually spinning this web of magic color that is unlike painting.
In the process, Fassett has become a needlework designer, author, and guru who's revolutionized the use of color.
Yeah.
What I tried to do was to take the simplicity of the medium and burst it into the colors of the Orient. Yeah, I think that looks good.
Until mid-October, Fassett's work will decorate the historic Woodlawn Plantation, the home of Nellie Custis, George and Martha Washington's granddaughter.
The colors just sing. It isn't in a white, sterile museum or an art gallery. It's in this place where people live, and there's beautiful furniture around. And there's a red bedroom. That was exciting because I had this whole flaming red series of things with oranges and pinks and reds. I think it's a perfect setting.
A perfect setting to display his needlework and the objects that inspired them. Objects that the rest of us might not even notice.
This little slate tile, which was just full of lichens, led to this needlepoint frame for a photograph or a painting or whatever. I get more inspiration from china and decorative objects like that. Little enamel boxes, pieces of mosaic, anything like that is just grist to your mill as a designer.
That grist need not be exotic.
I mean, the humble cabbage is, to me, one of the most luscious and beautiful objects on this earth.
Why?
It has scale, it's voluptuous, it has a wonderful big shape, these big peeling back leaves. I mean, how could anyone resist it?
The British couldn't resist it. 8 years ago, this Fassett show broke attendance records at London's Victoria and Albert Museum. It's traveled to Scandinavia and Australia and Canada. But the California native had a hard time convincing an American museum to showcase his work.
Yes, these Victorian cats with a wonderful piece of lace, that became one of mine. Here, I think museums went knitting, needlepoint. I mean, can we be bothered with this, you know? And the guy is still alive as well, you know, and he's just American. So I don't know, I don't know what they were thinking, but I never got my foot in the door.
Not until he met Susan Olson, executive director of Woodlawn Plantation. This historic home outside Washington, D.C. is a mecca for American needlecrafts in homage to its original owner, Nellie Custis.
The nucleus of our historic collections are her needle pieces, from footstools to fire screens to bookmarks. She was a terrific artist and developed beyond the average needler of her time period. They're extravagant, they're very colorful, they're very detailed.
Nellie Custis wrote that she inherited her love of the needle from her beloved grandmother, Martha Washington. In those days, stitchery was primarily practical. Clothing, stockings, this fire screen.
The fire screen was actually willed to one of her descendants because it was such an accomplished piece. She wanted to make sure that the pattern went to someone, basically copywriting it.
So it wasn't just a hobby as far as she was concerned.
Oh, no, it was her legacy.
You'll find Fassett's legacy in some half-dozen books with titles like Glorious Interiors, Glorious Needlepoint, Glorious Knits.
Good, that looks good.
Tell us one.
That looks good.
Down here.
That looks good.
Though his first love remains yarn, Liza Pryor-Lucy has convinced Fassett of the joys of quilting.
I think it's incredibly significant what the quilt makers of this world have brought to us in the way of perception, and particularly how wonderful that it's on something pedestrian that we can use every day. This is pure sherbet ice cream and, you know, robin's eggs and Easter candies.
And why do you want it on
Whether
the
it
floor?
hangs in a museum or hangs on a barn, whether it's created out of wool or silk threads or scraps of fabric. Finally, it is color that is the essence of Fassett's art.
There's something deeply satisfying about a beautiful arrangement of fabrics brought together, be they yarns knitted or needle-pointed. There's something inevitable about it and something that you cannot forget. That combination is in your mind. You can go away and listen to it like a beautiful piece of music.
I got a lot accomplished this week.
Thanks to Jimmy's versatility.
Let's see. Hauled the love seat in for reupholstering on Monday.
Thanks to Jimmy's cargo space.
Took the kids to soccer practice Wednesday.
With its spacious interior and luxury ride,
Bought groceries.
you can do a lot in a Jimmy.
And now, a weekend getaway.
Jimmy by GMC. It puts you comfortably in command.
When fresh brewed decaf is just what you want, Maxwell House Filter Pack singles give you good to the last drop flavor, 1 cup at a time.
When you buy a computer factory direct from Gateway 2000, our tech experts are there for you around the clock. What keeps them going?
When I fix their problems, guys that I don't even know will just come out and say, I love you, Gretchen. I'm married. At least I know I still got it.
Gateway computers feature the Intel Pentium processor. And the only way to get them is to call 1-800-GATEWAY. You've got a friend in the business. Give us a call.
This is about the biggest idea in business communication today. About simple being smart, less being more. About how your business can get local and long-distance calling, plus everything from paging to conferencing, global to cellular. The whole menu, soup to nuts. From one team on one bill, from the one and only company in America with the power to put it all together. Network MCI. That's how.
A callus makes you feel like you're walking on stones. Introducing new Dr. Scholl's Advanced Pain Relief Callus Removers with Cushionlin. They get rid of the pain by getting rid of the callus. We guarantee it. Get new Dr. Scholl's Callus Removers with Cushionlin today.
Jake was a happy bachelor.
It's a nice place.
It'll do for right now.
How long have you been here?
11 years. Until one day.
Jake Henry meet Zach Henry, your son. I'm not ready to take care of Zachary.
I'm not a single parent. I'm not even sure I can be a married parent. But when he gives up the life he's known, he discovers a powerful love.
Would you pass in a situation like that?
For the one he created.
I want my son back.
He's my son, too. Scott Bakula.
I can't bear the thought of losing him.
A world premiere movie, The Bachelor's Baby, CBS tonight.
Welcome home to America's Night of Music. It's the Country Music Association Awards with special live performances from your favorite stars, including Alan Jackson, Dolly Parton, George Strait, Vince Gill, Shania Twain, and more, plus a special musical duet with Wynonna and Michael Bolton. It's the award show with the most live music of them all. Who will win Entertainer of the Year? Join host Vince Gill for the Country Music Association Awards, CBS Wednesday.
Right here on CBS.
Art for rent. That would be something, wouldn't it, if you could take home a Matisse for an evening or two, or a Rodin bust, or a portrait by Rembrandt. We imagine the deposit would be a little prohibitive, though. If, however, we're talking about something that you can pop into the VCR, well, then David Browning knows just the place for you.
Take a tour through Hollywood, and you'll doubtless encounter a ghost or two. They live on in a kind of celluloid afterlife. Reminders of the power old movies have to reach across the ages. This is a story about a place you won't find on any of the tourist maps. A place where they specialize in ghosts on tape, where movie dreams are available for sale or for rent 5 days a week.
A Fool There Was, Theta Bara.
We have that. And
Silent.
That is correct. It's in stock. You want me to grab it for you?
Theta Bara lives on here in A Fool There Was, 1915. The shocking tale of a hapless businessman undone by the seductive vamp.
This has got, well, it's got Mamie Van Doren.
Goodbye, cutie.
Francis the Talking Mule lives on here, too. As do all the robots, zombies, and evil geniuses from the Saturday matinee serials of the 30s, 40s, and 50s. Matter of fact, that's what they call the place, Eddie Brandt's Saturday Matinee, a video store that's a shrine to the best and worst of Hollywood's past.
We got the Sunshine Boys.
That's Eddie, a showbiz veteran. Trivia fans may remember him as one of Spike Jones' sidekicks.
I opened this in 1968 as a hobby. This is a part-time thing, and now you can see it's taken over myself, the whole family. The kids were born here. Heidi and Donovan were both born in the store.
Well, he exaggerates, but not by much. Eddie's son, Donovan.
My first illustrious job was sweeping floors at about 8 years old, 9 years old.
Okay. Now, are you looking for strictly the one sheets or?
That's Donovan's sister, Heidi, their mother, Claire, and Knuckles, the family dog. They're surrounded by 38,000 tapes of old movies and TV shows, 500,000 posters and stills, and not a single Quentin Tarantino film in sight.
New arrivals.
Today's new stuff. Marlene Dietrich in Angel, 1937. Rita Hayworth in The Loves of Carmen, 1948. Douglas Fairbanks in The Black Pirate, 1926. A Fairbanks fan snaps it right up.
I've gotten very involved in silent films. I find that I can concentrate on them more because the dialogue doesn't get in the way, if that makes sense.
Here's that double whoopee for you, Dave.
The Brandts say silent movies seem to make perfect sense to a new generation of fans.
Seems the younger they get, the older the films they like. We probably have 70 or 80 people regular that are under 30 and also watch silent films.
I came in for coconuts for my 6-year-old, so he...
No doubt about it. This place is couch potato heaven.
So we came in for highway patrol, but now that we've got highway patrol, the rest is gravy.
Right. We asked for a recommendation, and they suggested
this pile.
some Euro trash science fiction B movie.
You'll find people here in search of memories from childhood.
Ta-da! Sparkle.
This was like one of the first movies that I ever saw that I remember like the actual story. This is when Irene Cara was big.
And you'll find fans of the truly odd.
Gargoyles. Extremely hard tape to find.
The weirder it is, the more it rents, too. You'd be surprised. You'd think, God, who would rent this? And boy, if it isn't a hot tamale.
You want which Mikado? The 1939 Mikado?
They are, all of them, major trivia experts. Sure, they've got the Maltese Falcon with Bogey.
Yeah, put them on. This is Sam Spade.
They've also got 2 earlier films telling the same story.
This is the Ricardo Cortez version, which is Maltese Falcon, done in about 30-31.
Sam, what is that?
Honey, it's the blackbird they're all after.
Basically the same story, but they just called it Saint Metalady. That was done with Davis in 36.
Either I've hired the wrong detective, or you usually have brighter ideas.
What are the most popular rentals here? You'd be surprised.
Laura, Everybody seems to remember Laura. Curse of the Demon is a good spooky film. Laura and Curse of the Demon, those get checked out all the time. And funny that Dana Andrews is in both of them.
On the good ship, lollipop,
And the movie trivia question asked most often.
Everybody wants to know what movie Shirley Temple sings Good Ship Lollipop in,
lollipop,
which is Bright Eyes. And we go through this at least 30 or 40 times a year. Easy.
Oh my God. There's going to be a big fight, you know. Yeah, we're going to start fighting. I want it.
It's getting on toward closing time now. Some Louise Brooks fans from London have hit a gold mine.
Perhaps I should have my hair, my fringe shorter, you know.
Yeah. And then do this.
And the back, well, the back of my hair needs to be shorter as well if I'm going to.
And there's an emergency Tarzan request.
Tarzan and his mates. My boyfriend's on a kick to watch every single Tarzan movie from his childhood. And this is about the 11th, 12th one in a week.
You may be wondering, with so many tapes, so little time, what do the Brants watch?
B pictures, early Bogart.
Perhaps I can help you.
The Return of Dr. X, where he has the white streak through his hair.
My favorite bad movie is The Giant Claw. You know, it's got a nice rubber chicken in it, so it's very good.
And so we wish a pleasant good evening to the Brants and their customers, everybody with their own favorite ghosts on tape to watch tonight. The bad and the beautiful and beyond.
Got a guy looking for Avenging Disco Godfather, and boy, I hope that's something we can get.
A front airbag is a very powerful device designed to help protect an adult, not a child. Because of the size of the bag and the speed of its inflation, Volvo believes no child should ever be placed in the front seat of a car. Any car. Drive safely.
All right, let's stop it off here.
The coffee perking in this pot is America's best loved coffee.
As long as fathers dance with daughters. As long as there are welcome mats. And childhood sweethearts. Just as long as families come together, Maxwell House will always be good to the last drop.
Today, our country enters the 21st century with a private...
Around the world today, industries once owned by governments are increasingly owned by investors.
That privatization leads to...
And by advising governments in privatizations, Merrill Lynch is helping lead the way.
Better life for our people.
Further evidence that for all our clients, the quality of our advice makes a difference. The difference is Merrill Lynch.
February, the beginning of the long Antarctic winter, when the last plane leaves the South Pole. So does any possibility of outside help. Left behind as the night comes on, the U.S. research station depends on Caterpillar, a world leader in diesel generators, to stay alive, proving when it comes to survival, we're the fittest.
To tell you again the news of this morning, President Clinton announced earlier today that this country has arranged for a meeting in Washington sometime this week between Chairman Yasser Arafat of the Palestinian Authority and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel. King Hussein of Jordan will also attend that meeting, and President Hosni Mubarak of Egypt may attend. In Israel this morning, Palestinian youths threw stones on Jerusalem's Temple Mount near the exit of the tunnel that has been the focal point of the renewed violence there. Dozens of people have died in Israel in the past few days, but except for some stone throwing, things have been relatively quiet today. When our trumpet sounds again next Sunday morning, we will climb a musical sculpture and meet the man who sculpted it. We leave you this morning in a field of Kansas, not far from the town of Salina. Take a look, a last look for this year. These glorious sunflowers will be gone without a trace very soon now. I'm Charles Osgood. We hope you'll join us here again next Sunday morning. Until then, I'll see you on the radio.
For a printed transcript, send $5 to Sunday Morning Transcript, Box 7, Livingston, New Jersey, 07039. For a video cassette of selected segments of this Sunday morning, call 1-800-242-7747.
CBS News.
The latest on the Mideast crisis and a look at the red-hot race for control of the Senate. Senators Bob Kerrey and Al D'Amato face the nation today.
If it didn't surprise you that American soldiers were poisoned by nerve gas in the Gulf, would it surprise you that the Pentagon inadvertently had a hand in it? 60 Minutes, tonight.
It's Big Comedy Monday.
and CBS has cause to celebrate.
Word on the street is you going crazy.
Who said that?
I started it, but a lot of people agree with me.
And critics agree Pearl is a gem.
Have you met my father?
He's shorter than I expected. And this is your cousin?
All new CBS Big Comedy Monday.
CBS, welcome home.
It is a deep-rooted belief that life, by its very nature, is good, and that given time, everything in life, in its own way, gets better. Even cars. The new Camry. Smoother, quieter, more affordable than ever.
I wanted the kids to eat healthier foods, so I took some Mission tortillas and added some rice, beans, lettuce, and tomatoes and made some burritos. It only took a few minutes. The kids loved them so much, they became health conscious and threw out all their junk food. Well, not really, but they did love their burritos.
Hey, give me back!
Nothing makes a great meal faster than Mission tortillas.
News coverage for Fresno and the Valley, 47 on your side.
The following program is a paid presentation of Natural Choice Media.
On March 22nd at the running of the Phoenix 200, I had a rear wing that delaminated. As a result of this, I made impact approximately about 200 miles an hour backwards into a wall. Fractured my lower back in 16 places. And also shattered the sacrum, and that was in about 25 pieces. Obviously, it was extremely important for me to be able to compete in the Indianapolis 500, which was just 6 weeks away.
Buddy Lazier has taken the lead. Davy Jones into second, and there goes Buddy, and he's on it.
It's a hard story to believe. And when I look back with my fiance, we still are shaking our heads. Can you believe we won the Indy 500? And then on top of that, can you believe that I won the Indy 500 with a broken back? And not just broken in one place, but broken in 16 places. But as time goes on, the newness of winning the Indy 500 wears off, and the only thing that doesn't wear off is the pain. Using the stimulator the first time, I was kind of a skeptic at first, but it did relieve the pain. And since then, I've continued to use it, and I carry one with me everywhere I go.
I would rather have my patient pick this up as a first line of treatment for their aches and pains than I would have them reach for a bottle of pills or ibuprofen or those harmful things that they have in the drug cabinet.
It's hard to understand how these things can work. I still think it's a miracle, so.
It approaches magic.
We've bought 7.
If it works on somebody like me, it could work on anyone.
The girls would hear me using it, you know, it makes a sound, and they would come up, "What are you using?" And I'd say, "My stimulator."
Welcome to Pain Free Year 3, a remarkable program about dealing with pain that first aired on October 13th, 1993. The success of this story is due to the astonishing results from over 1 million people worldwide who now live pain-free thanks to a simple device called the stimulator. The testimonials in today's program have not been paid. They have volunteered to talk with us because they've experienced for themselves that no one has to live 1 more minute with pain. And now the host of all of our pain-free programs and a longtime stimulator user, Lee Merriweather.
If you've just joined us, we're talking about this amazing pain reliever, the stimulator. We first brought the stimulator out on television 4 years ago, and since then, over 1 million people have used it. And even as you're watching this, the stimulator program is being shown all over the world.
这个日渐扩大的大家庭，数以千计越来越多的人都将加入。
Du médecin et d'effets secondaires de crème odorant. Seulement un
Sama benarnya saya terbebas dari rasa sakit. Dan saya tidak pernah.
Мы опросили более 70 человек и попросили.
Con el stimulator, y lo sabrá aquí en Pain Free America.
No matter what language a person speaks, pain is, unfortunately, universal. Stimulator users have sent us literally thousands of letters telling us that the stimulator is the only thing that works for many of them after suffering for years.
This is a device that is safe, has a high potential for reducing pain, and I believe we all got to really enjoy it, and the letters make comments to that effect. They really appreciated the experience. It was an eye-opening experience, and for medical people, you know, to make a positive, definitive statement in that light, I think it says a lot for the stimulator.
I wouldn't sell it for $5,000. I said I wouldn't take $5,000 for it, and I meant that then, and I mean it now. That was a sincere statement. I'm just as pleased today. It's been 3 years, and I would recommend the stimulator to anybody, and I mean that sincerely.
By delivering a mild burst of energy directly to a painful area, the stimulator can allow you to live the full, active life you know you should be living.
After all, there's so many new drugs and procedures that come out on the market all the time, and well, after a few months, folks discover that there are side effects or that it doesn't work the way it was supposed to. And of course, people are disappointed. But the stimulator is exactly what I've been saying it is. It is truly an amazing product.
What a relief it is to have it go in such a short period of time and not have it linger for hours and hours. I would say within 1.5 hours, my headache is absolutely gone, doesn't come back.
What are we batting? 90, 95% instant relief.
From my point of view, I would still say we're batting 90 to 95%. I still think it's one of the best gifts you can give somebody because it may last forever. I don't know. It certainly will change their life because it'll be pain-free.
The money that I spent on the stimulator was well worth it, all the money I've saved that I don't have to spend on chiropractor or on pills anymore.
If you got the stimulator so that you can get that energy in there that stops that pain, you can get mobility and use it. And it's wonderful. It's just wonderful. One thing that's changed, I don't have any pain in this joint right here anymore. Now, I'm not saying, you know, that I won't ever have it again, but I don't ever have to even use the stimulator on this anymore. I don't get paid for this, and I'm just glad to share with anybody what this stimulator has done for me. And I know that it'll help them too if they just try it. You won't be disappointed if you get it, because it really works. I don't know how it works, but it really works. It does the job.
The pain is so excruciating, and the relief is so wonderful. In the 1.5 years that I've been using it, it works as good for me today as it did the first day I got it. I've had no problem. 3 years later, I'm pain-free practically. And when I do start to get a headache or I do start to get a muscle pain, I use it right away. I use it right away.
In our last program, we read you a letter from professional golf legend Billy Casper, where he talked about how it has helped his pain and his golf game. Your wife purchased the stimulator. Now, why? For you or for herself?
Well, she purchased 2 of them, one for herself and one for me. She was having problems with back pains and used a physical therapist, and the physical therapist used a stimulator. And so she recommended it quite highly. Then I put it in my golf bag and carry it with me wherever I travel. And when I have a little ache or pain or problem with my sinus or headache, well, I use it. And it works.
Billy, welcome back.
Nice to be back, Lee.
I'm
Thank
so
you.
glad you
Good
could.
to see you, sweetie.
Well, now, what about the long-term results? How long have you been using the stimulator now?
I've been using this
He
one
carries it with him.
a little over a year now. You can see the bag is worn. And
Yes.
it's really exciting to finish a round of golf and pull this out and start working on yourself in front of the gallery, and all of a sudden 10 or 12 people want to know what it is, and you have to explain it to them. And before long, someone will say, I've got this little thing in my shoulder. Would you try? And then, you know, boom, boom, a few times in the shoulder and like that, you know. And, and their eyes get about that big. They say, how do I get one of those? And before long, you know, there's 10 or 15 people that have tried it and want it.
Right.
I think an individual should have one in his golf bag and should have one in his pocket.
Before the round and after the round.
And whenever he's doing anything.
Exactly.
It's nice to have a friend like this with you all the time.
Now we're going to talk to a couple of other people you know about their results with the stimulator in just a few minutes. We'll be right back.
I have a stimulator, And if you want relief, you get one too. This is the best thing that I have ever used.
Once I had a big company offer me almost $1 million to go on television and endorse a certain motorcycle. I said no, because their bike wasn't the one I wanted to ride when it was my life at stake. I've done some commercials, but when people have asked me to go on television and speak, like I am now, about a product and how much I like it, I've always said no until now, because I believe that a person's honest belief in a product is worth much more and more important than the money. But this product, the stimulator, has done so much for my life that I wanted to come on TV and tell you about it. After all the times I almost killed myself and all the broken bones and surgery that went along with it, there were days that I could barely get out of bed in the morning, let alone walk or run or exercise. But starting just over 3 years ago, that all changed. I used the stimulator on my pain for the first time, and it's been with me nearly every day since. After I use the stimulator in the morning, I can do things during the day that I used to do when I was a kid. I can play volleyball or ride a bike, play tennis, play golf, even ice skate and play some hockey, or pretty much whatever I want to do. And that's pretty good for a guy my age, even if he hasn't broken 35 bones and had nearly 20 operations. If pain is keeping you from doing all the things you used to like to do, you need to get yourself something that will help. And I'm not talking about prescription drugs or even over-the-counter medicines. I don't like to take them, and I hardly ever do. I'm talking about doing it yourself with a product that will give you no side effects, but will give you relief, and I guarantee it. If you or someone you know is in pain, you need a stimulator. Call and get one right now.
To order your stimulator for just 4 payments of $19.95, have your credit card ready and call 1-800-557-4114. You'll receive your stimulator, a plush carrying pouch, and an instructional video showing you how to use your stimulator. Call 1-800-557-4114 or send a check or money order for $79.80 plus $8.50 shipping to The Stimulator, 421 North Rodeo Drive, Suite 1541, Beverly Hills, California, 90210. Don't spend another minute in pain. Call 1-800-557-4114 right now.
Now, our next guests definitely know something about pain and what does and doesn't work. We have with us 2 generations of bodybuilders. First, Mr. Ted Kepler, who was in the first Mr. America contest ever held back in 1939. And also former Mr. America from 1989, who you may also know as Tower on American Gladiators, Steve Henneberry. Gentlemen, welcome.
I'm an 83-year-old bodybuilder, and they call me the amazing Ted Kepler. You know, everybody, almost everybody, 83 years of age, they get pains and aches. So when I take my stimulator and use it like this, the aches and pains are gone. I'm 85 now.
Oh, bless your
When you
heart.
get past 80, some people much before that, they start to develop different kind of pains.
Yes.
So I, as you can see, I have arthritis, my fingers. So what I do, if they feel stiff, if my fingers feel stiff, I just shoot them with,
Give them a zap.
with this, and boy, it really, 15, 20 minutes, I'm all right out. And I can do my bodybuilding.
That's wonderful.
As Ted knows, I mean, pain is an amazing thing because it depresses you. It makes you not want to train anymore. And with the stimulator, it takes that pain away and it makes you want to go back and train again. And it allows you to go back and train again.
I bet you found the stimulator because of your work on the Gladiators.
As you can see, I've got some pretty nasty scars.
Oh, I was right. Oh, dear.
Some nasty scars on my elbows and my wrist, and I tried it and a few times around the area, and within 10 minutes, you know, it started freeing up a little bit, and it really allows me, like I said before, to get back in the gym and train pain-free.
In just a moment, we're going to hear from a couple of other people you know about their results with the stimulator. Very interesting stories of how they discovered this great product. But first, I want you to hear from Dr. Roy Bouguet. Dr. Bouguet has been an expert on pain for nearly 40 years. He has studied pain relief techniques all over the world.
This works better, it works quicker, basically avoiding all the complications that one gets from taking oral medication. Every drug, every medication that a person takes, a patient takes, works against the healing process that the body is trying to heal itself with. As a medical doctor, I would rather have my patient pick this up as a first line of treatment for their aches and pains than I would have them reach for a bottle of pills or ibuprofen or those harmful things that they have in the drug cabinet.
6 years ago, I broke my back. Since then, I've been in constant pain on a daily basis. Since I found the stimulator about 6 months ago, I've been using it about every day. Noticed tremendous results. Pain relief that I get from the stimulator is something I've never been able to find in anything else that I've used. In fact, I've never seen anything like the stimulator, and I don't think there's anything else out there that works quite as well. If I didn't have the stimulator, I'm not really sure where I'd be. I'd probably be, back to using drugs, aspirin, whatever, to mask the pain. I would recommend the stimulator for anyone. You don't have to be a motorcycle racer to use it. Of course, we have a lot of chronic pain, and if it works on somebody like me, it could work on anyone, and I think it can work on any aches and pains that you might have.
I just feel so strongly that the stimulator is the best invention out there that I've ever seen for pain relief, and it absolutely, positively, on my Girl Scouts honor, works. It's just been a fantastic thing for me. It's, like I said before, it's the best investment I've ever made in my life. Anybody that's been watching this program for 3 years and you are still hesitant about spending that small investment, I'm a real person. I'm not an actor. I've got severe pain. Thanks to the stimulator, the severe pain is not there anymore.
Over the last 3 years, I can't think of a better investment that I've made than the stimulator. Dollar for dollar, the relief and the help that it's given me, and not only myself, but some of my family members and friends, absolutely, without a doubt, it's some of the best money I've ever spent.
I've been rodeoing off and on for some 40 years. From the bronc riding, bareback riding, bulldogging, calf roping, team roping. I've had nearly every bone on my left side broken one time or another. When I first saw this, it was handed to me, and I was told that it would relieve the pain, but I couldn't believe it would. I thought it was probably kind of a dog and pony show, and so to humor them, I used it. Just a few shots like that, and especially over here where I've had this tendon damage over here, like that seems to relax my calf muscle and relieves the pain. As loose and limber as I was in my 30s. In all the years of rodeoing and the life I've lived, I've learned to eliminate the phonies and the gadgets and the sales pitches. And this thing really works. I'd recommend it to all my rodeo buddies. My biggest problem is we only have one in the family, and I don't get to use it that much. Everybody else is using it.
All I can say is it's a miracle. It really is. I don't know how else to put it.
I think this is the first time the average person, they do have something can use at their home in their own hand. So this is the first time people, can really take care of themselves.
I'm so glad, because I had the opportunity to use it and alleviate all my pains. Even at 77, I feel that I'm healthy and I could do most anything, and as long as that stimulator's with me.
I don't take any drugs, and my doctor doesn't even want me to take aspirin. So for the past 3 years, the only thing I've used for pain is this, the stimulator. It looks so simple that a lot of people can't believe it works. But it does work. It's worked for me since the very first time I used it. And I've used it every single day of my life since then. I use it on my ankles, on my wrists, everywhere that it hurts. and I wouldn't want to be without it ever. Because the longer I can do the things I did when I was younger, the longer I can stay active. I can have fun, and I can stay feeling young. The stimulator has given me an active life that I didn't have 3 or 4 years ago, and that's important to me. And I know it is to you too. The stimulator can get you back doing all of the things that you want to do. It's a great product, and take it from someone who has had as much pain as anyone in the world, me. I know that it'll work for you too. You have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain by trying the stimulator. You get your money back if it doesn't work. Get on the phone. Call this great company. Here's the number.
To order your stimulator for just 4 payments of $19.95, have your credit card ready and call 1-800-557-4114. You'll receive your stimulator, a plush carrying pouch, and an instructional video showing you how to use your stimulator. Call 1-800-557-4114 or send a check or money order for $79.80 plus $8.50 shipping to The Stimulator, 421 North Rodeo Drive, Suite 1541, Beverly Hills, California, 90210. Don't spend another minute in pain. Call 1-800-557-4114 right now.
Welcome back. I'd like to now introduce you to baseball's Hall of Fame pitcher and longtime stimulator user, Gaylord Perry. Gaylord, what a pleasure to meet you.
Thanks for having me, Lee.
Oh, tell me, I'd love to know how you came to be a stimulator user.
Well, a little over 2 years ago, I was watching television and came across the channel that had Evel Knievel and yourself on it. And
that was our first show,
right.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I only had a couple of chips off an ankle, and he has hundreds of broken bones. I says, this is what I'm looking for. So I just picked up the phone, just like anybody else, and called that number and ordered mine right away.
You did?
I sure did.
Oh, that's wonderful.
It was something that I said, that's exactly what I needed. And when Evel said that it helped his pain from all these broken bones, I said, this thing has to work.
Gaylord, I'm curious. Who, in your opinion, should be using the stimulator?
I think anybody that has discomfort with pain, whether it's a housewife, or your daughter, or your son, or yourself. I don't think there's any age group that should benefit from it. I think anybody that has any problem with pain, over-exercising, and needs to get back to doing their exercise quicker, this here will help them do it.
I couldn't walk. It was that bad, that severe, that I was taking heavy doses of pain pills, but I don't take any pain pills. No aspirins, nothing, just the stimulator. Oh, I've been getting phone calls. My children get phone calls from all over the country. Does it really work? That's what they want to know. I said, well, it's not a paid commercial. I says, I wouldn't say it worked if it didn't work. I've never get headaches for more than 2 minutes, because I use the stimulator, and the headaches go away right away.
All pills, I feel, are potentially dangerous, even aspirin. So one should use as few medications as possible, and I think this stimulator offers an opportunity to try a non-medicinal approach to the relief of pain. The stimulator is a fairly new method of relieving pain that has no side effects and that is very often effective.
Don't be fooled by cheap imitations. There's only one genuine stimulator, clinically tested and protected by U.S. and foreign patents.
It works, and that's what matters to me most. I don't care what's inside it. As long as it's safe, it's gentle, and I love it. This is the best thing that I have ever used. And if you don't buy it, well, you have to live with the pain.
I am an amputee. I lost my leg to bone cancer above the knee, my left leg. I get really tired and really fatigued because my one leg is doing the work for two, and I found that the stimulator really helps the pain go away long enough for me to go to sleep at the end of the day. If you have any doubt in your mind or any pain in your body, you just got to try the stimulator. You know, there's nothing to lose. You got to try it.
I'm just glad to share with anybody what this stimulator has done for me, and I know that it'll help them too if they just try it.
I would strongly recommend that you try the stimulator and see if this isn't the answer for your problem.
In the 2 months I've had this, I feel like a different person. It gives you back a better quality of life.
What I like about the stimulator is it's portable. You can take it anywhere you want to go. You don't have to worry about any side effects. There's no drugs you're going to take. You can use it virtually as many times as you want to.
In the 80s, with a few friends flying into Telluride, Colorado, the plane completely slid down the side of the mountain. Ever since then, my neck forever, even though they said it was just soft tissue, it hurt me and always felt like a big knot. For the first time since that airplane crash, you know, like 10 years ago, I have relief.
I've had back pains for years and pains in my shoulders from playing ice hockey and everything else like that, and I could never have anything that would take the pain away this quick.
Everybody claims their products work, but I figured with a money-back guarantee there wasn't anything to lose. I could order it if it didn't help, and I didn't expect it to help. I really and truly didn't, but I was desperate at that point. And I thought, if this will help me, it'll be a miracle, and it really did help me.
I'm just so convinced. You know, I've tried it, and I'm a believer in it, and my family, you know, is too, and people I work with. I say try it.
When I first had my first experience with this stimulator, it brought me to tears. It brought me to tears because I was in so much pain, and it brought me such relief.
We bought 7. That's one for Maria, one for myself, and one for each of our 5 kids. And I consider it money well spent.
That is just a wonderful device to be made available to patients. There's nothing equivalent to it in medication.
I would not endorse a product if I really didn't feel, you know, unless I had tried it and really experienced the benefits myself. And I can honestly endorse this product. It's given me a great deal of relief, and what's really exciting to me is the more that I use it, the better it's working for me. This product works.
I don't know what's in this thing, but it sure as hell works.
I hope you haven't missed the message. I have been saying the same thing over and over for 4 years. If you're in pain and you don't want to take drugs, you need this product. This is going to be with me while we're on the tour of Maine. It's going to be my constant companion. I urge you to take a step now that's going to make you feel better for the rest of your life. Give us a call right now.
For over 3 years now, people have been coming up to me and asking me whether the stimulator really gets rid of pain. They say, "Hey, Evil, does that little zapper really work?" They're skeptical about something new, and I understand that. But it makes me a little mad, to tell you the truth. I tell them, look, I'm no pitchman at a carnival. Why would I tell you to try something that I didn't believe in 100% myself? My word means everything to me. People might have thought I was a little crazy to do the things I did on a motorcycle, and sometimes I woke up the next day wondering the same thing myself, especially after all those broken bones and operations left me in so much pain that I couldn't do the things I wanted to do. Now that I'm a little older and a little wiser, I've discovered that your health is too important to take chances with. You need to have something like this that's guaranteed to work, the stimulator. No drugs, no side effects, and no pain. If you've been listening to me for the past 3 years and don't have one of these yet, you've been suffering for 3 years for no reason. Now, any doctor will tell you that nothing works for every single person all of the time, even aspirin. But the stimulator works for me every single day. It lets me do the things I like to do to stay active and stay feeling young. I can do the things I used to do when I was a kid. If pain is controlling your life, you need to take control and do something that will help you live the active life that you want. Take it from somebody who's been there and done that. The relief I get every day from the stimulator is worth a lot more than a few bucks. Don't wait another 3 years before you get some relief. Do it right now. Make that call.
To order your stimulator for just 4 payments of $19.95, have your credit card ready and call 1-800-557-4114. You'll receive your stimulator, a plush carrying pouch, and an instructional video showing you how to use your stimulator. Call 1-800-557-4114 or send a check or money order for $79.80 plus $8.50 shipping to The Stimulator, 421 North Rodeo Drive, Suite 1541, Beverly Hills, California, 90210. Don't spend another minute in pain. Call 1-800-557-4114 right now.
The preceding program was a paid presentation of Natural Choice Media.
Last year, this family gave children in Bosnia a wonderful gift. These fourth graders helped save the lives of 20 children in El Salvador. And this youth group helped 5 Rwandan families get back on their feet. Every year, people who care about the world's children trick or treat for UNICEF. This is how they do it. Call 1-800-FOR-KIDS for your free cartons.
I'm Pablo Espinosa, trick or treat for UNICEF.
To have a dream, but never the chance to achieve it. That is perhaps the greatest tragedy in life. The United Negro College Fund exists to bring the dreams of thousands of young people within reach. Hands that yearn to touch lives. We train to heal, to teach, to bless. We encourage souls that hear music to write symphonies and sing anthems. And to those once bound by poverty, we present a wealth of possibilities. When you support the United Negro College Fund, you give more than money. You give dreams that may have died the power to live.
I'm Lucy Noland. Support the United Negro College Fund.
Troops march on Kearney Park in 1 week.
The following is an advertisement for the Piano Discovery System paid for by Jump Music. If you've always wanted to learn to play the piano, stick around. Grammy and Oscar Award winner Herbie Hancock will show you how the Piano Discovery System uses the latest multimedia technology to make learning to play the piano fast, fun, and easy.
Every time I see someone who's just learning to play piano, I see a smile on their faces. I see emerging joy with the ability to be able to express yourself. It's very important that people express themselves. One of the most important characteristics of a human being is his creativity. Listening to music has been a big part of my life, but playing music gives a voice to my soul. And for me, the key to finding the music inside here was learning to play the piano. Maybe you've always dreamed of playing piano or giving your kids lessons, but you don't have space for a piano or the money or the time to be running all over town for lessons. Well, now, you don't need any of those things to learn to play music. In fact, all you need is a computer and the Piano Discovery System. You see, Piano Discovery turns your personal computer into a musical instrument. I've always wished that everyone could feel the thrill I do when I'm making music. There's nothing like it. And now, with Piano Discovery, anyone can have that same feeling. Today, you'll see how Piano Discovery makes piano lessons more affordable than you ever thought possible, more convenient than the old-fashioned way, and so much fun. They guarantee success. We've got some great stories to tell, too. The first one is about a young lady named Liz DeLacy. Now, Liz didn't know a thing about music, but she did have a dream to learn to play the piano. So we set her up with the Piano Discovery System and followed her through 4 weeks of lessons. Now, how did she do? Listen for yourself.
We're the DeLacy family. Hi. We came in and we opened the box. I was very excited.
So it fits right in here.
Bill took the cord, he hooked it up to the back, and he hooked it up to the piano, and he put in the CD, and he installed it, just like that. I signed in, and then it started me out at the Ode to Joy chapter. You are now ready to begin the Piano Discovery System.
Here we are in Chapter 1.
Correct posture at the piano and how to hold your hands and fingers are really important. We'll show you the right way.
And now for a demonstration.
I love this song.
Please follow the notes as they're played.
Really first rate.
Thank you. This is really easy to learn. It tells you where to put your fingers. It shows you where the E, D, and C is. I have to do it again. The good thing is it makes you do it over until you get it right. So I finally did get it right. One more time, okay. I like going into the performance hall when it listens to you play in front of a bunch of people. I've always wanted a piano.
Good. Gosh, you've improved already.
Oh, I got a standing ovation. Hip, hip, hooray for Liz D.
I thought it was wonderful. I think she's going to be able to learn how to play the piano, and that's what she's wanted to do.
Presented by Liz D. I'm simply breathless at the sheer brilliance.
Did you see her playing Ode to Joy after one lesson? That's what's so amazing about Piano Discovery. It teaches you faster than any other system that I've seen. It's a great way to learn.
There are so many people who dream of playing the piano but never get started. We developed the Piano Discovery System to give everyone the chance to learn how to play the piano in an affordable, convenient, and instantly rewarding way.
So what do you get with this system?
It comes with everything you need to turn your computer into a piano teaching system. A high-quality MIDI keyboard with 49 full-size keys and really nice touch response. A simple connecting cable, and this CD-ROM with over 600 lessons on it. The program opens on Discovery Island. It's your home base. The schoolhouse is where you'll have your personal lessons.
4, and it's time to twinkle with a little star. We're going to add a few new musical terms.
And we'll show you how to play the interval of a fifth and introduce you to
Each chapter
time
is built
signature.
around a song, so not only are you learning songs right away, but the lessons have instant meaning.
A top-notch rendition.
All your senses are engaged. You touch the keys, you see bright colors, and you hear the music. It all works together to create this virtual world where learning happens.
Doing improvisation, same key, but a little different.
Through music, you can reach the entire world. As educators, we're interested in developing the creative ability of our students. And tests show that the earlier a student is exposed to musical knowledge, the earlier their creative capacity develops. Our students look forward to Piano Discovery with great pleasure. The fact that students can work at their own pace works really well for our school. That way, they can continually be rotating into the computers. It's just part of the daily regimen. Having the Piano Discovery doesn't infringe on other musical training. In fact, we found that it really complements any other musical training that you had.
Yes, we get to learn Bach and Beethoven. I think it's really neat that you get to learn songs that are from real movies.
Having fun, that's a great way to learn.
Yay, I passed!
Learning anything takes practice. The trick is to make practicing fun. That's why we created the arcade. 3 games that each develop a specific musical skill. This is the shooting gallery. It teaches you note recognition and sight reading. You can change the targets to cans or balloons. You can play treble clef or bass clef. Kids love the games. Adults love the different, challenging ways to practice. This is what I mean about Piano Discovery being a program that works for everyone.
I'm learning how to play piano, and it's doing it in a fun way.
I enjoy the Piano Discovery System a great deal. It's teaching me more about music in the few lessons I've taken than I learned in 2 years of live instruction.
It's a very good price, relative to kids' software on the market for what you're getting, because it's not just a toy. It's a very detailed system of learning to play piano.
It's a great value and a quality keyboard with good touch response.
I like the arcade games a lot. I think that they've been really instrumental in helping me to learn the notes.
I guess if I could have finished the whole year lesson that night, I would have, because it was a blast.
Brendan has not had any piano lessons, and he's playing songs with 2 hands and chords now, keeping the rhythms perfectly for the songs. It's really amazing how far he's come in the 5 months he's used it.
I look at this as a permanent part of my life.
If you want to play piano and stick to it, the piano discovery system is the best way I know to learn. It's the only piano teaching system rated #1 by the toughest critics. Only Piano Discovery teaches you the basics step by step. You'll play songs right away. It's affordable, convenient, effective, and you'll have a great time. When we come back, we'll see how Liz DeLacy is doing with her lessons. And I'll show you why Piano Discovery is the perfect teacher. But right now, here's the information you need to discover the music inside.
At last, you and your family can learn to play the piano quickly and easily with the Piano Discovery System. For only 5 easy payments of $49.99, you can turn your PC into a complete piano teaching system. The Piano Discovery System comes complete with a 49-key MIDI piano keyboard, one simple cable that connects easily to your computer, and the Piano Discovery CD-ROM containing a full year's curriculum. That's over 600 lessons and more than 50 popular songs. This is an amazing value. For just $249.95 plus shipping and handling, you get everything you need to turn your PC into a customized piano teaching system. Plus, if you order now, you'll also receive Piano Discovery's Level 2, an additional year of lessons and 50 more songs, absolutely free. The Piano Discovery System works with nearly any multimedia PC running Windows. Just plug in the piano keyboard, insert the CD in the drive, and you're ready to go. Piano Discovery loads itself automatically on your computer, and you'll be taking your first lesson in minutes. If you already own a MIDI-compatible keyboard like Yamaha, Casio, or Miracle Piano, ask about our software-only package. Piano Discovery guarantees that anyone can learn to play. In fact, if you're not thrilled with your progress within 30 days, simply return the system for a complete refund. So don't wait another minute. Order your Piano Discovery System right now and get a second year of lessons absolutely free. Call now or send your check or money order to the address on your screen and discover the music inside.
I have met so many adults that have said to me, gee, I always wanted to play music, and I wish I had just grabbed the idea when I was a teenager. I mean, they wish they had learned when they were younger, but then they feel, well, it's too late. It's never too late. I started taking piano lessons when I was 7 years old, and I've been playing ever since. So I know a good teacher makes learning fun, but a good teacher also listens and notices and shows you where to go next. That kind of attention is exactly what you get with the Piano Discovery System. Every time you sit down at the keyboard, your music teachers are there to help you, so you learn fast. How fast? Let's check back with Liz DeLacy after just 1 week with Piano Discovery.
I think it is a very good program. I've had this for a week, and I'm on chapter 5. I went from not knowing anything to knowing a lot, and now I can even play 2 hands, and my fingers have become faster, and it does improve my handwriting, I must say.
That was wonderful. Be prepared, because we're going to do it a little faster.
Oops. Ah! I think we're going to be doing that one over. Oops, oops.
Count the 6 leaves.
Okay. The other 4 lessons have 4 beats per measure. My country tizzy has 6, but the metronome is very helpful. I've gotten to get used to it. Sometimes I need to listen to it, but usually I don't. When I don't, I mess up.
A couple of slips, but nothing serious.
Liz is doing really well, and she's really, she wants to do it. I don't have to ask her to do it. She's in here doing it, and she's not letting anyone else at it because she enjoys it so much.
My sister always hogs and stuff.
My sister's hogging it.
And she doesn't ever let me.
That sounded very skilled.
Thank you. This is a fun game that you do for the chords. Over on the side, they have the chord that you should play. So let's say it'd be a C major. If you hit it all at the same time, all the men would jump at the same time. And if it rung the bell, it means you got it correct.
It's encouraging you to do better, to try it again. It's very gentle. It doesn't scold you. It just says, well, you need to do that again. But when you do it right, it always gives you lots of strokes. And I like that.
Oh, I think that's the first time I got that right.
A1. No errors.
I think probably in no time I'll be able to play masterpieces.
This is chapter 12. At this point, you'll be learning some fairly complicated stuff. Major and minor chords, chord inversions, elements that add more feeling and depth to your music. As you work through each chapter, the system listens to your playing and evaluates your individual strengths and weaknesses. With Piano Discovery, you always get the guidance you need. And whether you go fast or slow, when you work at your own pace, you will learn.
I'm Joan Harris, and my husband's name is Sandy Harris. I have always loved piano music.
I always dreamed of playing a saxophone.
I didn't even realize that he had always loved saxophone, as I've had always liked piano. And then when he retired, he began taking lessons.
After I started taking music lessons, she mentioned about playing the piano, so I said, why not? Go ahead. That'll be good. I said, maybe one day we could play a duet together.
This Discovery program is one that you can very easily learn. You don't need lessons to learn how to use it. The lessons are there, and you learn to use the program as you go along. One day this week, I had him to come upstairs. I came out, come upstairs and listen to the song I'm playing.
I think she's doing great. She's interested in it. She's really practiced, and that's what it takes, you know.
A top-notch rendition.
You see? It doesn't matter about your age or experience. If you want to make music, Piano Discovery will show you the way. If you're a beginner, it's a great way to learn the basics. And if you're already playing or taking lessons, Piano Discovery can take you as far as you want to go. It's a great way to practice. And believe me, this is no toy. Check out the keyboard. These are full-size, touch-sensitive keys, just like the concert grands I play on tour. The software was designed by professional music teachers and educators. And if you think I've got a few awards, just listen to what the experts are saying about Piano Discovery System.
We have won more awards than any other piano teaching system. Multimedia World gave us their All-Star Award. The National Parenting Center gave us their highly coveted seal of approval.
That's great.
Our reviews are tremendous. Honestly, every single one of them is outstanding, and more just keep pouring in every day. Computer Shopper says it's an inexpensive, convenient, user-friendly way for kids and adults to learn to play a wonderful instrument. U.S. News and World Report says this is a thoroughly enjoyable way to learn the basics of the keyboard. And I especially love KidSoft's review. The world's coolest piano instructor is now a computer. You'll be chomping at the keys for your lessons. We are so proud of Piano Discovery because it fulfills the promise of the computer age. Affordable, cutting-edge technology designed to help people achieve their dreams.
Piano Discovery System, you can just turn it on whenever you want and play.
He really gets wound up doing it. It's kind of fun to see the level of excitement it creates.
It's really kind of opening up the doors to playing piano and also learning a lot more about music.
I've been very impressed about how Piano Discovery puts the right pieces at her disposal at the right time when she's ready to get it, instead of big doses of theory and stuff.
It feels pretty wonderful. It feels like I'm learning something brand new that I never thought I'd quite be able to master.
Music has been with us since the beginning of time, but the ways we learn and play music are always changing. Right now, we live in the age of the computer, and that's what makes Piano Discovery the best way to learn piano. It uses the latest multimedia technology and the power of your computer to customize your lessons to fit your individual learning style. Educators and thousands of customers have said Piano Discovery is the fastest, easiest, and most effective way to learn. We're going to tell you how to order Piano Discovery right now, so don't go away. And when we come back, you'll have a front row seat at a very important performance.
At last, you and your family can learn to play the piano quickly and easily with the Piano Discovery System. For only 5 easy payments of $49.99, you can turn your PC into a complete piano teaching system. The Piano Discovery system comes complete with a 49-key MIDI piano keyboard, one simple cable that connects easily to your computer, and the Piano Discovery CD-ROM containing a full year's curriculum. That's over 600 lessons and more than 50 popular songs. This is an amazing value. For just $249.95 plus shipping and handling, you get everything you need to turn your PC into a customized piano teaching system. Plus, if you order now, you'll also receive Piano Discovery's Level 2, an additional year of lessons and 50 more songs, absolutely free. The Piano Discovery system works with nearly any multimedia PC running Windows. Just plug in the piano keyboard, insert the CD in the drive, and you're ready to go. Piano Discovery loads itself automatically on your computer, and you'll be taking your first lesson in minutes. If you already own a MIDI-compatible keyboard like Yamaha, Casio, or Miracle Piano, ask about our software-only package. Piano Discovery guarantees that anyone can learn to play. In fact, if you're not thrilled with your progress within 30 days, simply return the system for a complete refund. So don't wait another minute. Order your Piano Discovery system right now and get a second year of lessons absolutely free. Call now or send your check or money order to the address on your screen and discover the music inside.
To be able to have an outlet for your creativity through music, to be able to communicate not only with yourself, but with others through music. And even on a very practical level, just to be able to go to a party and sit down and play a tune for people, it's really fantastic. Music is such a powerful force. It opens us up, helps us to grow, and expands our creativity. And playing the piano is a great way to discover the music inside yourself. Now, you might think you don't have room for a piano or time for lessons, but there is a way, and it's called the Piano Discovery System. Nothing like this has ever existed before. Piano Discovery uses your home computer to make piano lessons more convenient, more affordable, and more fun. But let's talk priorities. What's most important here is the music. Recognize this? By the end of chapter 16, you'll be playing this beautiful music.
What kind of results can I expect?
When you finish level 1, you'll be able to sight read and play any of the 50 songs in the first level. Songs like Vivaldi's Four Seasons, Pachelbel's Canon, Ode to Joy, and Amazing Grace. Level 2 has more lessons and another 50 songs, including artists like Elvis, movie hits, and holiday favorites. And all along, your teachers are right there with you, praising you, supporting you, keeping you on track.
We're the Zorro family, that's what we are.
Well, we started out with piano lessons for Brian, maybe 5 years ago, when he was pretty young, but he wanted to play.
I didn't like practicing and doing that stuff.
So we just stopped.
And then I saw the Piano Discovery at a software store.
You'd ask him, what do you want for Christmas? And he'd say, all I want is this, the Piano Discovery deal.
They're saying that you probably won't practice on this if you didn't practice before, but then I said, well, it's on the computer, and I like computers, so I probably will.
As soon as he got it, he started working on it, and every night he'd want to practice on it. In fact, we had to tell him, you have to do your homework first.
I've had it for 5 months, and I'm on chapter 13.
We've seen Brian get really excited over this, and you can't force them to do it.
And by him wanting to do this way, then he's learning more because he wants to.
It's great to see your kids be able to accomplish something they've wanted to do.
It's no surprise that Brian likes to practice. Piano Discovery brings together color, animation, and music in ways that were never possible before. It uses multimedia technology to make learning fun, affordable, and exciting.
Piano Discovery is not only about learning music, it's also about playing music.
Like what?
In the recording studio, you can use the 16-track MIDI sequencer to compose and arrange your own music, MIDI files, or any piano discovery song. This is Carnival in Venice. The melody is played by a grand piano, but I'm going to change it to the glockenspiel. See? We guarantee that in 15 minutes, you will be playing your first song. And from there, with Piano Discovery, you can take it as far as you want to go.
So this is the kid who couldn't get out of bed before, oh, I don't know, 4 minutes before Dad has to drive her to school. And she's getting up an hour and 20 minutes before she normally gets up to go play Piano Discovery.
The neatest part is that you just start the very first minute that after you install it. And you start to play and you start to learn.
You find yourself playing the piano so quickly that it's a surprise to be able to be that successful in such a short period of time.
I was so excited. The program was so great.
Yeah, I couldn't peel her away from him. Like, come on, we have to go. It's time to eat.
At the end of the first day, I was playing a song.
Remember the DeLacy family? They've been watching Liz progress on the Piano Discovery System for 4 weeks now. And today, Liz takes the big step from student to star. The stage is set, the audience arrives.
Here's where you're supposed to sit.
Oh, you're the usher?
And now, it's showtime.
Ladies and gentlemen, hi, I'm John DeLacy. My sister's going to be playing the piano.
I think it's a wonderful program. I love it. I am a proud grandma.
And 4 weeks is all. That's not bad. Very proud and happy with her.
Great thing, and it's so modern. Heavens.
To think that she can sit there and play with a machine telling her what to do, I mean, it kind of is impressive.
I remember how proud I felt the first time I performed for my family. Now it's your turn to bring to life the dream you've always had. Piano Discovery is the only piano teaching system that will actually show you how from the beginning. It lets you play real songs right away, and it's won more awards than any other piano teaching system. We've seen great stories today about real people finding their dreams. They love Piano Discovery, and so do I. Make the call right now and discover the music inside you.
At last, you and your family can learn to play the piano quickly and easily with the Piano Discovery System. For only 5 easy payments of $49.99, you can turn your PC into a complete piano teaching system. The Piano Discovery System comes complete with a 49-key MIDI piano keyboard, one simple cable that connects easily to your computer, and the Piano Discovery CD-ROM containing a full year's curriculum. That's over 600 lessons and more than 50 popular songs. This is an amazing value. For just $249.95 plus shipping and handling, you get everything you need to turn your PC into a customized piano teaching system. Plus, if you order now, you'll also receive Piano Discovery's Level 2, an additional year of lessons and 50 more songs, absolutely free. The Piano Discovery System works with nearly any multimedia PC running Windows. Just plug in the piano keyboard, insert the CD in the drive, and you're ready to go. Piano Discovery loads itself automatically on your computer, and you'll be taking your first lesson in minutes. If you already own a MIDI-compatible keyboard like Yamaha, Casio, or Miracle Piano, ask about our software-only package. Piano Discovery guarantees that anyone can learn to play. In fact, if you're not thrilled with your progress within 30 days, simply return the system for a complete refund. So don't wait another minute. Order your Piano Discovery system right now and get a second year of lessons absolutely free. Call now or send your check or money order to the address on your screen and discover the music inside. The proceeding was an advertisement for the Piano Discovery System paid for by Jump Music.
Is it true love for Julia Roberts?
You got a new boyfriend.
You'll find out on the next Entertainment Tonight.
You're a pretty woman, and the country cares about you.
Then the new Mr. and Mrs. Kennedy. We've got details about their romantic honeymoon. And we're going home with Cosby's Kid. Bill's sitcom scene stealer shares his secrets for success, all the way up to his trademark tresses.
What are you doing? Moisturizing.
On Entertainment Tonight.
Monday night at 7:30 on 47.
Get plugged into Town Hall. Dynamic speakers, interesting topics. Town Hall, the 60th season, will have you talking. UC Berkeley journalism professor Orville Schell takes you across the ocean with his talk about China on October 16th. Richard Moe, National Trust for Historic Preservation president, shows how preservation serves as a tool for community revitalization on November 20th. On January 15th, Pulitzer Prize-winning science writer Deborah Blum discusses the biology of gender differences. Learn to surf the business world with the help of business journalist Paul Salman on February 19th. Susan Stamberg of All Things Considered talks about women and the rest of us on March 19th. Syndicated columnist Clarence Page brings his expertise to his discussion on the national scene on April 16th. All lectures start at 10:30 a.m. at the Soroyan Theater. For ticket information, call 432-9671.
I'm Lucy Ruiz. Come to the Hispanic Chamber Business Conference.
Hi, I'm Dan Gifford, and in the following program, we're going to explore something that seems to be the talk of more and more Americans each day. Home-based business. Is it just a fad, or is it an economic revolution? Are headlines like these contributing to what many are calling a home-based business boom? Are stories like these adding to a transition that now numbers 39 million people all working from home?
Hi, I'm Paula McClure. On this program, we'll talk with successful home-based business owners. We'll learn how they got started and why they are successful. We'll talk with a leading analyst in New York City whose company has been tracking what Entrepreneur magazine has identified as a $400 billion home business industry. And if it is indeed an economic revolution, you'll learn how you can become a part of it.
Coming up on this program, Bill Bragg operates a commercial radio station from his home. You'll meet Bill and other Americans who have returned home to some profitable and some unusual home businesses. The move back home includes a former Miss America and ESPN correspondent. Her new lifestyle includes more time with her family because she now works from home. You'll meet the authors of the new book, The Idea Economy. They claim the future belongs to those with ideas. Ideas that may very well be turned into profitable home-based careers. Just a fad or an economic revolution? The home-based business boom. Here now are Dan Gifford and Paula McClure.
Welcome.
Paula, you recently had a very enviable assignment in the Bahamas. Now, would you tell us about it?
It was very nice. I wanted to talk with actual home-based business owners to see if their home business was a real thing or a fix between jobs. I wanted to learn if their home-based businesses were really a viable alternative to a 9-to-5 job. The American Home Business Association provided me with that opportunity on board a beautiful cruise ship with some of their newest members. The cruise is not only a lot of fun, but I had a chance to talk to a group of diverse, interesting home business owners all in one spot. Our first day out, I sat down with 7 home business owners. There was Jeff and Joni Beaner of Salt Lake City, Utah, Bill Bragg of Dallas, Texas, Cedric and Patricia Dawkins of Columbus, Ohio, and Jean and Clayton Showstrand of Lake Bronson, Minnesota. All of you have found success in your home business, but is there one common thread that is found in all successful home businesses? Pat, what about you?
You've got to love what you do. It helps to motivate you. You get up in the morning and you're happy about what you're doing, and it takes you through the whole day, and you're successful then.
Well, I think everybody has proved that they can make money for somebody else, and at some point you realize that you might as well make money for yourself.
There's a lot more coming up later from the cruise, and we'll learn about some very profitable and interesting home businesses.
Good. Right now, Charlene Wells Hawks, a former Miss America, has made the jump from a career at ESPN to home business in a big way. Meet the spokesperson for the American Home Business Association. Charlene, welcome to our program.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
This home business boom, this move back home, has affected millions of Americans, including yourself. Now, what has moving back home meant to you?
Well, first and foremost, more time with my family. I've been working with ESPN for a number of years, and that meant a lot of time away from my family, and I really wanted to move away from a full-time career back more towards home. I still do some things with ESPN, but on a limited basis. And I have 2 little girls and another child on the way, and I really wanted to be more involved with the home business. And I'm so excited about it that I've become affiliated with the American Home Business Association.
Now, you said that you still occasionally work for ESPN, but what is your home business now?
Well, I do songwriting, I work on speeches, and I do book writing. Also, I'm involved with a very exciting new skincare line and nutritional line.
Charlene, thanks for being a part of our show, and continued success with your home business and, of course, all of your pursuits.
Thank you.
When we return, Andy Bose of Link Resources Corporation in New York City. They're tracking America's move back home.
And Jean Shostrand lives on a farm in Minnesota with her husband, 2 sons, and 3 home-based businesses.
Just a fad or an economic revolution? The home-based business boom will continue in a moment.
Well, for me, it's being able to be home with my kids.
I don't have anyone to answer to.
I could be a lot more competitive than the guys downtown because I just don't have the overhead.
I stay in my job, and perhaps I might not be able to have a baby, so I decided to leave it so I could start a family.
The commute is from the 2nd floor to the 1st floor.
No boss.
And I really appreciate being able to be home and be there when I'm needed.
The facts are these. Today, over 20 million Americans operate businesses from their own homes, full-time and part-time. They earn an average of $58,000 annually. Many earn $100,000 a year and more, according to leading publications. So why is home-based business so hot today? Why are so many doing so well? One of the main reasons? Technology. PCs, laptops, faxes, cellular technology, and even in-home phone systems help home-based business owners effectively compete locally, nationally, and internationally. That's why I'm inviting you to check out the opportunities in home business for yourself. The best place to start? Attend the Home Business and Technology Conference coming to your area soon. There's no fee to attend the conference. In only 3 hours, find out how to operate a part-time or full-time business from home. In fact, if you call during this program, you'll receive free, just for attending the conference, this new publication, 501 of the best business opportunities you can operate from your own home. And for you and a guest, there's absolutely no charge to attend the conference. So register by calling now.
The Home Business and Technology Conference in 3 locations at 1 and 6:30 p.m. Thursday and Friday, and 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. on Saturday. In Bakersfield, Thursday, October 3rd at the Red Lion Hotel. In Fresno, Friday, October 4th at the Fresno Hilton Inn. And in Visalia, Saturday, October 5th at the Rotary Theater. Don't miss the Home Business and Technology Conference, October 3rd, 4th, and 5th, 2 sessions each day. Call this number to register now.
And remember, if you call during this show, you will receive this informative new business guide, 501 of the best business opportunities you can operate from your home. You'll also receive this audio cassette, 10 Steps to Starting Your Own Home-Based Business. Also, you'll receive this new cassette, The Nuts and Bolts of Running a Successful Home Business. The book and the 2 tapes are free just for attending the conference. Here are a few comments from people who have attended the conference.
I think it has some very dynamic financial opportunities.
Really good information, the ability to be able to go out and start making money right now.
The speaker was very clear. You understood what he was talking about.
He's giving us real-life examples. I mean, he's showing things, and it's not pie in the sky.
And I learned a lot and came away with some ideas and saw some things that I said, gee, I'd like to get involved in that.
And the best part, there's absolutely no charge to attend the conference. So register by calling now.
Welcome back. 39 million Americans working from home, 20 million from home-based businesses they own. These are the numbers from the Link Resources Corporation in New York. And in a moment, we will learn more about these huge numbers from Andy Bowes, a Group Vice President at Link.
Now, if the move to home-based business is just a fad, then Jean Shostran of northern Minnesota doesn't know it. She's owned home-based businesses for over 8 years. Jean and her husband Clayton were part of the Bahamas cruise invited on board by the American Home Business Association. I cornered Jean on board the cruise ship while we were still anchored in Miami. Well, Jean, during the last 15 years, you've operated a lot of home-based businesses, and certainly there are many benefits, like having a schedule flexible enough to take a cruise that's leaving now from Miami, going to the Bahamas. But are there any drawbacks to working from your home?
You know, there really aren't many. You must separate the work area from the kids. But other than that, there's so many more advantages. There's no commuting like those guys. There's no office politics, and there's no struggling between career and family. You can basically have them both.
Well, recently, Jean, you expanded your home-based business. Tell us about it.
I've started an exciting new business offering educational programs, tutoring services to students and adults in our area. And our oldest son, Taylor, will be tutoring this summer. He can make up to $50 an hour. It's a much better job than he could get in town.
Is it difficult running several businesses from your home?
Not at all. It's just diversification. Large companies do it. Why not home-based business owners? I have more than one career going, and I call all the shots.
Now, there's a lady with some great ideas.
Absolutely.
And ideas are the basis for a new publication in major bookstores throughout the country. It's called The Idea Economy: How Your Ideas Will Create Personal Wealth and Hope in an Age of Uncertainty. We're very fortunate to have with us both authors of this intriguing study on a new economy emerging in this country and how to profit from it. Joining us now is author Dr. Roger Hendricks, who is currently on assignment in Santiago, Chile, and co-author Mr. Rob Brazell in New York City. Gentlemen, welcome to our show.
Thank you.
First, a question to you, Dr. Hendricks. What is this idea economy you talk about in the book?
The idea economy, quite simply, is the new economy everyone's been talking about. It's a situation where each individual will be able to use the creativity and ideas born from their mind to create personal wealth. As such, each individual will become an ideapreneur.
How long will the idea economy last?
The idea economy is not a fad. It's not a trend. It's a full-fledged historical movement that's going to be with us for some time to come.
Mr. Brazell, this is Paula McClure. How does this idea economy relate to home-based business?
Well, home-based business, frankly, is the one thing that will flourish in the idea economy for two reasons. Technology and information finally unite for the entrepreneur. The entrepreneur has the advantage for the first time to leverage never-before available technologies to his or her benefit. Secondly, those same technologies that will help a home-based business entrepreneur are forcing them into the workplace by replacing jobs.
What about those who don't have ideas? Are they doomed?
Well, doomed is a strong word, but I would say in the idea economy, you will either be a creator of ideas or a slave to someone else's creation or ideas. The key is to find a forum where you can learn how to create ideas and learn to implement those ideas.
Well, it's a fascinating book, and we wish both of you much success with your new publication.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That word idea seems to be a key to the opening of the 21st century for millions of ideapreneurs, as Dr. Hendricks put it. Now, you met one of them on your Bahamas cruise, didn't you?
I sure did. His name is Bill Bragg, and he's a very unique individual. His story says, hey, you can do almost anything from home.
Yesterday, USA, Superstation.
And now, from May 24th, 1953, here's the adventures of Jack Benny.
Bill, you mean to tell me you run a radio station out of your home? I've got to hear about this.
Absolutely, Paula. It's called Yesterday USA, and I just sit right on the couch in the living room talking to one of these. The wire goes all the way out to the satellite uplink, and as if by magic, everyone in America hears my voice.
And you can make an income doing this?
You bet you can. There's a potential of 8 million satellite dish owners. Multiply that by $10 a holler, why, it's more than I can count.
Bill, you even have a second home business. Tell me about it.
That's right, Paula. In the guest bedroom, there are videotape machines, and every night at 5, 6, and 10, I record the local news. And then with a special arrangement from the TV station, if anybody wants a copy, they get it from me. I actually get paid for watching television.
That's great, Bill, but you were actually forced to go into your own home business, weren't you?
That's right. After 27 years at the local CBS affiliate, I was diagnosed with cancer. I thought my broadcast career was over. But now, I'm in business for myself, and the good news is, cancer's in remission. I'm a happy man.
Well, Bill, you sure are an illustration that anyone can certainly do anything from home if they're motivated, right?
That's right. There's only one limitation. It's right up here. Don't let this stop you.
Coming up, Jeff Beener. He once worked long hours at a construction job, and he now makes 3 times what he earned there. In a very simple home business, most people might not imagine to be very profitable.
Just a fad or an economic revolution? The home-based business boom will continue in a moment.
I made enough to keep myself going for another year.
$42,000.
Summer clothes over 6 figures.
More than 30, less than 60.
With all the different things we did as a family, we grossed probably $750,000.
Being Miss America opened up many doors for me, and I've traveled the world with ESPN. But having a home-based business is how I've been able to achieve my most important goal in life, to be at home with my family. There is such a wonderful freedom to running a home-based business. I'm doing what I want to do, I'm in control, and I'm making a good living at it. It boils down to, why not work at something you enjoy doing at home? You'd be in good company. There's over 20 million other people like me who've grown a home-based business.
I finally took the leap, went into my own home business. I remember when I started, we were in a little 1,000-square-foot house.
Every year we do something better, we get better, we learn something, gets easier, bigger.
My experience has been that after that period of